Crafting Journey here, that Journey Chick on Instagram. Welcome to another edition of Crafting and Crime Daily. Yes, the show where I do daily recaps of whatever's happening on live trials. Today we're going to talk about the preliminary hearing of Jennifer and James Crumbley, the parents of Ethan Crumbley, who, as you might recall, went into the Oxford High School and opened fire and killing 4 people, injuring many, many others. So today, don't forget to hit the like button. I have tasked him with giving me a massage. Yeah.
What?
Yes, you must give me a massage today. Please. Please consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, please consider becoming a member of the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. Sometimes I just happen to go live on a whim. Tonight will be Craft With Me Wednesday. I'd like to start something different. It depends on how I have to clear an area for it. Well, it depends on whether we get to that cleaning part or not, because I'm working from home today. But we'll see. Don't forget, I put up the video from yesterday, the Crafting and Crime Daily video yesterday, where I unboxed all of the beautiful items that I got from Diamond Painting Drills, including a sneak peek at some that are coming next month. So you want to make sure you watch that. I have my planner out. Let's put in the planner what's going on. February. The year is flying by already. It's already like mid-February. But the good news is this week is payday. Oh my God. I got the gas bill yesterday. Wow. And the other day I paid what I thought was the gas bill. I hadn't seen the bill yet, but I just, gave them $100, which is what I usually do every month. I give them $100. And most months that's sufficient. Not last month of January. $175 for gas in the month of January. Now, I'm from Florida. That seems like a high amount of money for gas, but it did get very cold towards, well, I mean, it was pretty cold in January. No snow, but we had a lot of cold weather. So I'm just thinking that seems like an awful, but I did find out on the news that we are paying for last year's gas because it was so much gas was used last year in February when we had that severe cold snap that went all the way down to Texas and they lost electricity. So apparently they were authorized to make up for that by billing all of the customers a slight increase that they would have to pay every month for the next 7 years. Yeah. Then my sister saw this commercial on the TV. It wasn't a commercial. It was a news. Yeah, it was on the nightly news last night about how growing marijuana in Oklahoma is like this cottage industry that's booming. And so my sister's like, can we move to Oklahoma? Because marijuana is legal in Oklahoma, which is on to my south. To my west is Colorado, where it's also legal. But it's not legal here in Kansas. Nope. Yep. Even we're a very red state. Oklahoma's a red state, but they legalized it. I don't know. Go figure, right? I mean, it's medical marijuana in Oklahoma. Let me just be clear about that. Not like in Colorado. I think you can buy any kind of marijuana in Colorado for whatever consumption, but in Oklahoma, it's medical marijuana. Okay, today is National Pizza Day. Pizza. We're going to talk about pizza, and we're going to talk about a kidnapping in this day in history. All right. Don't forget to check out my unboxing of the Afghan cat. I have another thing for today. Let's take a look. All right, we're done with the journal. We're done. We're done. So in my live on Sunday, we got to talking about storage containers. So one that Crashly and Tia recommended was this one I got off of Amazon, and I'll put a link down in the description if I remember. My memory's terrible. So I said, okay, I'm going to order it so I can show you guys supposed to be double the size of Tic Tac for the containers, and it holds 32. So it came in another package. You know, this was inside of another package. All right, so it has a little handle, so you can carry it wherever you're going, to grandma's house. I don't know. All right, it has labels if you want to label. I'm thinking this is good for sparklers, and I think that's the subject matter that we were on. We were talking about sparklers and everything that we've bought from the different sparkler sites, and these are, here's the, oh, well, okay, I already don't like it. So that came off very easily, this lid. So here is the container. I don't know if you can see it up against my black shirt. Yes, here is the container. It's a small little square container. Supposedly it holds more than 2,000 diamonds, more than the Tic Tacs. So you're really getting like the double the size of a Tic Tac container. But that lid came off very easily, which I don't like when lids come off so easily. Super cute though, but a nice idea for sparkler containers. And I have a lot of loose packages of stuff like this, you know, sparklers, these little packages that I've gotten in the past, which I think I may put in there, and then just label them. Like here, 742, I might put those in there. These are 3818s. Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff in here. So yeah, that might be a good idea. So that is the 32, I believe it's from Saner Direct. I could be wrong on that. There, I already see an issue with the container. There, all right, it's closed. All right, let's look at my Amazon account. Let me tell you exactly. Okay, it is from Saner Direct, 32 grid, diamond painting drill storage container. Holds 2,800 diamonds each container. That's a pretty good amount of diamonds, it really is. Interesting. Now, I've been told that there are some that are like this that have even more. Like you can get larger ones. More than 32 is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's talk about National Pizza Day. First of all, do you know what the most favorite pizza flavor is? The people's favorite pizza flavor is pepperoni. You guessed it. That's right. Pepperoni pizza. Yes, it's my favorite. I like pepperoni and pineapple. My sister and I usually get, she likes sausage and mushrooms. I like mushrooms, so we'll get mushrooms on the whole thing and half pepperoni, half sausage. Now recently, Papa John's, I'm not affiliated with Papa John's, but recently they have come out with a New York style crust that is delicious. And it's a big pizza, and I love New York style pizza. That is my favorite. What's your favorite pizza? Put that down in the description. What flavor do you like? What kind of crust do you like? I'm just curious. Some people like deep dish Chicago style. Some people like thin crust, like a cracker. I don't mind that once in a while, but then I feel like it's an appetizer and not a meal. So there are over 3 billion pizzas sold in this country every year. 3 billion. And that doesn't include another 1 billion frozen pizzas. What is your most, do you like frozen pizza? I'm gonna say For a while, I enjoyed California Pizza Kitchen. They have frozen pizzas. I liked the white chicken pizza. Now that's a thin crust. Like I said, thin crust makes you feel like you're just having an appetizer. So you just tend to eat more of it. 17% of all restaurants are pizzerias. Yeah, who knew? And each year, per capita, per person, we eat 23 pounds of pizza. I got it right here. 23 pounds of pizza. I've been just going for the broke right here, because I know January or February 15th, when I go to the doctor, things are coming to a screeching halt. The carbs are coming to a halt. Yeah, no more pizzas. And no, Jean, we are not having pizza for dinner. Every time I come over, she's like, "You want to order a pizza?" Not tonight. No. Tonight we're having leftover tuna casserole. That's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. So the first pizzeria was opened in Nepal, Italy in 1738. And then the first pizzeria opened in this country was in New York City in 1895. Yep. Of course, New York City. Where else, right? So, tell me what your favorite slice of pizza is. Make it a pizza night every now and then. You don't have to do it tonight. Plan it for the weekend. You can buy in some grocery stores the crust, or the dough. The pizza dough is already made for you. Get that, roll it out, get some sauce, some pepperoni, just whatever you want to throw on there. Make your own pizza. It's delicious. Some people make it on a stone. I saw this apparatus, like you put this pizza on this apparatus and the pizza goes around and it cooks as it's going around. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I'm not buying it. It looked really weird. Now, I do want to apologize for yesterday's show. I uploaded it really, really late because, like I said, I had to go with my sister for this test, and so I didn't get to record the show until after I got her home and put her to bed. And then I recorded the show. So I do apologize that it came out so late, but y'all seem to all catch up on the weekends, which that's okay. So now let's talk about crafting and crime daily. Yes, yesterday I listened to the preliminary hearing of James and Jennifer Crumbley. Like I said, they're the parents of Ethan Crumbley, who took a gun that was purchased for him by his parents to school and shot up the school. So why are his parents in jail? For failing to recognize that they should have done something. So they are each charged with 4 counts of unintentional manslaughter. They're in big trouble, big trouble. So the first person to testify was this horse farmer who apparently was very good friends with Jennifer. Jennifer and James would go out 3 to 4 times a week is her testimony. They would be out there about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening after work, and they boarded their horses out there, and they would come out and they would ride for a while, and they would groom their horses. And around the time that the school shooting happened, one of their horses had some kind of condition where they had to go out every night, put salve on it. The point of all this testimony was to point out how involved these parents were with the horses and not their son. Their son never came with him, didn't like horses. Yeah. So Jennifer she would take riding lessons. So once in a while, James would take riding lessons. So She did comment to this friend. They were, fairly good friends. They would Facebook Messenger back and forth. And she did comment to her friend that at the time that they were preparing to flee, when they knew they were going to be indicted, she called her friend and said, I need to sell my horses very quickly. So this person apparently is still trying to sell those horses for the Crumbleys. She told this woman that my son ruined so many lives today. And this is all on Messenger. They subpoenaed Facebook. They've got all the messages that, again, someone's talking about me. Okay. They've got all the messages. So the next person to take the stand is her boss. She has she works for a large real estate management company. She is the director of marketing. She's been in that position for a little over a year, so it's kind of new to her. She was talking to her boss that day, and she said that she had gotten a phone message about her son and that she needed to go down to the school and find out what that was all about. And she actually showed him a picture that he had drawn on this math test, and it's quite gruesome, this math test. If I can find it, I'll put here what he, because that's very critical to this whole case. She mentioned to him that she needed to get her son some counseling. Well, when she comes back, she's gone for about an hour. She comes back, they talk again. She mentions that she needs to get her son some counseling. The school has asked her to get her son some counseling. She mentioned that there was a grandparent that had recently passed away. She told her horse friend that one of the dogs had recently passed away. So I'm not sure if it was a dog or a grandparent. So later on that afternoon, after she's come back from the whole counseling thing, she's at work and the boss hears someone screaming. So he goes down to her office and she says, oh my God, there's an active shooter at my son's school. And he's like, go, if you need to go, go. So she leaves, and very shortly after, about 20 minutes after she's gone, he gets a text from her saying that the gun and the bullets are missing from their home. Then she calls him on the phone and she tells him they're trying to get to his school. Their gun was missing. Her husband is at home, and he actually, we got to hear the 911 call. He actually called 911 to report that his gun was missing and that his son attended Oxford High School. And the 911 operator said, they're very busy. I'll take all your information. I'll make sure that they get back to you. Okay. Then the boss gets another text later on. Oh my God, Andy. The boss's name is Andy. Oh my God, Andy. He's going to kill himself. He must be the shooter. Then she says, I need a lawyer. And then another text saying, I need my job. Please don't judge me for what my son did, which he thought was a very strange message. Why would she be worrying about her job? She should be worrying about her son. Nothing's going to happen to her job. And no, what would I be judging her for? Then they put on this cell phone, a detective with the police department whose job is to pull off these Cellbrites. Cellbrite's a company. You can go and you can take the phones. He had Jennifer's phone, James's phone, and Ethan's phone. So he pulls off every bit of information off those phones. All the texts, all the Facebook messages, all the Instagram. He pulls all of that off the phone, and it comes off chronologically. And it's 3,000 or so pages. So here's what happened that morning. Just to be clear, she gets to work. There's a message, a voicemail on her phone, because there's another employee that testifies to this. There's a voicemail on her phone. The other employee has overheard this voicemail. It's the schools that had called the day before and said, listen, we've taken this math test away from your son. It's a drawing on there. It's very concerning. We need you and your husband to come down. We need to talk to you. So at 10 o'clock that morning, there's a text that she sends to James with a copy of the math test. She's also shown it to her boss. She's shown it to another employee, all of whom are very concerned. They're like, oh my God. Well, James's reaction was WTF, and we know what that stands for. Then at 11:30, they see that she is putting in the search terms research clinical depression options. So she's already been to the school now. They've told her son needs counseling or treatment. So she's trying to find options. Then there were a series of text messages between James, Jennifer, and Ethan that were very strange. And this is going back to March. The event happened in November, but back in March of 2021, he texts his mother that he's home alone and he's seeing demons and he's scared. She doesn't respond to him, but she texts James and says, did you give him Ativan? And he's saying, no, I gave him something else. And it was just the weirdest exchange. So then we have 2,000 pages of text between March and October between Ethan and his friend and another juvenile, so they never mention his name. They're constantly texting back and forth, and this becomes a huge issue as to whether this Cellbrite guy has all of the texts, because the defense attorney says, listen, I pulled a Cellbrite report and I've got more stuff than you have. You're the expert. Why do I have more things than you do? So it got to be a big jumble, and finally the judge says, okay, we're going to recess for the day, and we're going to continue this on February 24th. But within the text messages that they did talk about, Ethan tells his friend, I didn't tell my parents that I was also hearing voices, and that I'm going to ask my parents to get me help. Get me to a doctor. So the big question is, did he ever do that? Did he ask his parents for help? Did he ask them to get him to his doctor? If he was seeing demons and hearing voices, how did they not know about this? This went on for months. Now, all those texts between him and his friend abruptly stop in October. Now, the mom, Jennifer, did mention to her horse friend that one of Ethan's friends had gone into rehab. So this may have been the friend that had gone into rehab. So that's maybe why the texting stopped. So that is where the hearing stops. But I did forget to mention, within these texts are 2 videos that Ethan sends to his friend of him holding a gun. It's not the gun that his parents bought him. There were more guns in the house than just that one. His parents also owned guns. So, and this is way before they even bought him the gun. He sends a video of him holding his dad's gun, loading the magazine, and it's ready to fire. And he's like, now I'm ready to go shoot up the school. That's in a text. Yeah, very chilling, very chilling. So this hearing will resume on February 24th, and I will cover it for you. The next trial that we're going to cover, that I'm going to recap for you, has been 8 years in the making. This event happened in 2014. A prior Tampa Bay police captain, he goes to a matinee movie in 2014. He gets his soda and he gets his popcorn and he's going in there and he's going to watch a movie. Well, another couple decided they're going to go in there and watch a movie too. But the man is on his cell phone and he's texting and he's talking, and finally the police captain, his name is Curtis Reeves, he says, could you please stop doing that? He even goes out and complains to the manager. Can you tell this guy to get off his phone? But he doesn't wait for the manager. He goes back in. Now the movie has started. He's got his popcorn and he tells the guy again, can you please stay off the phone? Now they get into an altercation. So the guy takes Curtis's popcorn and throws it on him. So Curtis takes out a gun and shoots him and kills him and injures the guy's wife. So why did it take 8 years? All kinds of different appeals and motions and COVID, and it took a long time. So this captain, police captain, I don't know if he's out on bail or if he's in jail, but he now is 79 years old. He's retired. He is claiming self-defense. Now, I gotta tell you that you mess with my movie popcorn, it costs me a freaking fortune. Number one, you mess with my movie popcorn. Well, I'm just kidding. I don't know that I would pull out a gun, but don't mess with my popcorn, okay? Leave my popcorn alone. Yeah. So I'm going to cover that one. They are picking a jury. They started picking a jury yesterday. That's continuing today once they get the jury picked, which I don't think it'll be too hard because it's been 8 years since this happened. I lived in Florida and I don't even remember this happening. So we are going to cover that. I'll cover that in a recap tomorrow if it gets started today. If not, I'll have more content for you. So what happened this day in history? The heir to the Coors fortune, Adolf Coors, at this point he's president of the Coors company, but his grandfather was the founder of Coors. He gets kidnapped in Morrison, Colorado. There is a ransom note. I didn't see what the ransom note said or how much they were demanding, but 8 days after the kidnapping, over in Atlantic City, New Jersey, there's a car fire. Car burns up completely, but they find the serial number on the engine and it comes back to a suspect named Corbett. So Corbett was apparently, just this upstanding guy. He's at college for a scholarship, full ride scholarship, and he gets into a fight with a military officer or military person, kills him, pleads guilty, goes to prison, San Quentin, spends some time there. Then he gets sent to a minimum security prison where he escapes, takes up an alias, and is living under this alias. So the car comes back to him. People describe that they saw this car in the area of the kidnapping at the time of the kidnapping. So 8 months later, they find Adolf Coors clothing in a dumpster, and this leads them to find the remains near where they found this clothing. So they have his clothing, they have his remains, they have the ransom letter, which they later track back to Corbett's typewriter. Now this is after he's already apprehended, but they find his typewriter and they were able to link the ransom note to that typewriter. Back then they could do that because every typewriter typed differently. So they could tell from what you've typed what typewriter that came from. He leads them on a huge chase. I mean, they found him The FBI found him after putting up 1.5 million flyers. He flees to Canada, and they find him in Vancouver, finally. They bring him back, put him on trial. He is convicted in 1961. He didn't take the stand in his own defense. He was released in 1978, which I don't understand. He served 17 years for a first-degree murder. Makes no sense to me. I don't get it. But he died in 2009. So that is this day in history. That is the show for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Crafting and Crime. Don't forget to hit that like button. Who's going to give me a massage? Can't wait. I do want to mention to you guys, you were all very concerned about my back, and I do appreciate it. I spent quite a few hours here last night diamond painting, and my back does feel much better. So I think I finally got this thing adjusted correctly. I did raise the desk up a little bit more, so I think we're on the right track. But I still got that massage thingy coming that the like button's going to use. Oh yeah. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.